Hi guys, welcome back to the Resinator. As you can see by the items that are on my workbench, I'm going to be doing a couple of Christmas baubles. And I have my resin already mixed, and you probably can see the thermometer in there. So that means I'm going to be going for some kind of bloom effect, although I don't think it'll be flowers. So I recently watched a couple of videos, one by Petra Gerbracht, I think. My apologies, Petra, if I've just really mispronounced your name. And another one from Pouring Your Heart Out, Julie Cut, where they've done these. I think it was Petra that did it first, where they did a different pattern and let the pattern bloom. So I'm going to give that a go. These are smaller moulds, but because I'm doing blooms, I need to wait for my resin to get to at least 34 degrees. I can feel it is starting to warm up. The resin that I've used today is my usual Nick Pro 1 part resin, so that's equal parts of A and B. Yeah, right, we've just hit 30. So I'm going to wait for this to heat up, and then I'll come back and do the pour and mix my colours. So I've got all my pots ready, I've got my colours ready, I've got my white resin dye paste to the side of me, but it's off camera. And this resin has now reached, not sure if you're going to be able to see the thermometer, but it's 34.1 and rising. So that is just about right, because it will carry on heating up while I'm getting everything ready. I'm just cleaning off my thermometer. So the colours that I'm going to use, I'm obviously going to use a white, but in that white I'm going to put the tiniest little bit of diamond white, and then I'm going to use a darker colour. And because my tree decorations are all purple, I'm going to go with just a normal purple. And then in the little top bits where your thread goes through, I'm going to pop a little bit of purple glitter, just to give it a little bit more sparkle. So let's put a little bit to one side for my glitter. And then portion a little bit out in each cup for my white and my purple. Hopefully I've left myself enough to put in the moulds now. But I don't need to fill them up, because I am probably going to back them, and I'm probably going to do that with a silver glitter. So I'm just shaking my white paste off camera. This is the usual brand that I use, the Decorum white resin dye paste. And I'm going to start off with one drop, because there's not very much in there at all. So let's just go with a drop at a time, because we don't want this opaque. We want it like skimmed milk. We want to be able to see the stick through the resin. So I'm going to try and add this a drop at a time. I did put this resin through the debubbling machine, but I didn't really need to. This Nick Pro resin is really good at giving up its bubbles, but I figured I might as well, because I was waiting for it to heat up anyway. So I think that's 3 drops. And I think this will probably, oh, I don't know actually, might need one more. I think Julie from Pouring Your Heart Out, with her, she's got her own bloom paste, which I'd love to get hold of, but I think it's only available from Australia. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out, so don't quote me on it. She uses 1 drop of her paste per 10 grams of resin, or 10 mils. Oh, that might be a bit of a big drop actually, but it will be the last one. I won't need to put any more in now. Yeah, that's about right. So I am going to put a tiny little bit of this diamond white in, only because I want a little bit of shimmer. I mean, that's not even half of one of those little spoons, because I really do only want the slightest bit of shimmer. Tiny bit more, I think. Yeah, that's about right. And I am going to be piping in these. I don't like piping, and that's probably because I'm not very good at it. I don't know, do I need a little bit more shimmer in there? Do you know what? I think I will, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to add that into my piping bag, which I've already got ready. These are quite big piping bags, so I've already partially trimmed them down. I'm going to leave that to settle in the bottom of the bag for a minute, just while I do the purple. Let's move that. We all know what I'm like. And I've now got it everywhere. And I've put the wrong lid on the wrong bottle. Honestly, couldn't make this up, could you? Okay, so let's go with 1 normal size spoon to start with. And that, I think, might actually be enough once it's mixed in. Scraping all the powder off the sides of the cup. Maybe a tiny bit more. In with the glitter. I like this purple glitter because not only is it purple, but it's like a multi-purple. It's got some sort of holography flecks in it, so it makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, that one I don't need in a piping bag. I'm just going to clean my gloves up a little bit. Okay. So now we just need to squeeze these down to the bottom. I'm going to give them a bit of a twist. Yeah. And then I've got my little pegs that I always use for these. Leave that one in there. Just going to cut a bit of that excess off. Leave that in there. Okay, everything's ready to start pouring. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a clean up. My gloves are very sticky, and I will be back and we'll do the pour. So I've just checked the temperature of my resin and it's still nice and warm. It's at 36. I'm just going to make sure I've got no bits in these. So let's pour. Gonna do a little torch with my long neck lighter for the bubbles that I can see, and then a sweep around the edge to make sure there's nothing that I can't see that I can bring into the middle so I can get it with my torch. Little ones. This one I think I might have put a bit too much in, so let's just take a tab out. I want to have enough room to be able to put a backing on these, so that should be okay. But I did just introduce a couple of bubbles. There's one there. There's a bit too close to the edge of my mould to want to get it with my lighter, so let's bring it into the middle. Oh, popped itself. Okay, let's pop a little bit of my glitter in this top bit. It probably will get a little bit unruly and I might have to keep moving it back like that, but that's fine, that's okay. That side needs a little bit more. There we go. So, white first. Now, because these are small, I need to make this hole really small, and I'd rather start small. There we go. And then have to make it bigger. So here goes. That wasn't too bad, just add a little bit more there. And then the same again. Oh, that one was a bit messier, but it's still okay. Okay, let's just smooth out these ends. I'm quite happy with that. A little bit different, but doesn't matter. And then the same again with the purple. And here we go. Okay, just smooth out any blobby bits. And actually it's not too bad at all. This is probably my best piping effort actually. I think it's because I made the holes really small. And I think I can probably afford to put a little bit more of this glittery resin in the tops. Just need to keep an eye on that because the resin will want to pull everything to the centre, including this glittery bit. So yeah, but if it, I mean, to be fair, that's pulling down and I don't actually mind it. It looks okay. It does look okay, so maybe I'll leave it. So there we go. Now we just sit and wait and hope that the resin moves. Just give them a little torch. I can't see very many bubbles or any bubbles, but there we go. Okay, so now it's the waiting game. I'll see you back for the next stage. These are all cured now and they have bloomed. I don't know what they look like from the other side because I haven't been able to have a sneaky look because the moulds are blue. There's not very much room left in these moulds, so I'm just going to put a very, very thin layer of glitter, of glittery resin on the back in silver, and it will be really thin. Just making sure that everywhere's got a relatively even amount of glitter. So there we go. I'm happy with that. So I'll be back later for the demold. These are ready to demold now, so let's get on with it. Give them a loosen up around the outside. Take them both out. Okay, let's do it. Oh, that's interesting. Quite like that. Yeah, I like that. Let's have a look at the other one. Considering they look so different from the other side, they're not that different from this side. Quite like those. I like the silver. Next time I'll try and choose a darker purple, I think, that matches this purple better. I'm just going to bring them up. So there we go. They're quite pretty. So if you like what I'm doing, please pop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. It's a couple of little clicks, it's free, and it helps me grow the channel. Links to all the products that I've used in this project will be down in the description, along with discount codes and links to my Etsy store and to buy me a coffee, and anything that comes in from those goes straight back into the channel. Thank you to everybody that's already visited the Etsy store and bought me coffees. I appreciate each and every one of you. And all that's left to say is thank you guys, and I will see you with the next one. Take care guys. Bye.